T-Vins here for at Picnic with Kevin Slavin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're here now for already 2 days, or 3 days already. You give your presentation. What's your overall impression of Picnic?
Picnic is great. It's an amazing kind of collection of people that I know very well already, and then a bunch of people who I'm just getting to know, and it's terrific.
And the other day you presented, you gave a presentation. How did people react?
It seems like it was very well received, which is great. Getting a lot of good feedback and some good challenging opinions, and that's great.
Can you tell us a little bit about that presentation, what it was about, so we summarized it somewhat?
It was overall about where games are going, and I think that there's an overall sensibility that video games are, there's still the sense that video games are a solitary activity that are played with a computer screen, and I think that people are beginning to understand that video games are much broader than that. But the way that we always talk about it is we say that these are games with computers in them rather than the other way around. It's not about trying to take you further and further into some fictional reality of Grand Theft Auto, but rather games that can change the way you actually experience the rest of the world.
You presented the world with some pretty nice new examples of cross-media gaming.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about it?
Well, there's a lot of work that we've done. Some work that we're doing right now that might be of interest is we're working directly with the Knight Foundation in the United States. And the Knight Foundation is concerned with building community engagement in American cities. And we're actually working with them in cities like Detroit and Macon and Lexington, Kentucky, to figure out what types of games we can build for cities, so that the city expresses itself through a game system for the people who live there. And that's a real challenge and a little bit of a dream assignment. It's in a way a fulfillment of a lot of ideas that we've been thinking about up until now.
Picnic is all about social media. How do you implement that in your games?
Well, one would argue that games have always been social media, that games have always been built primarily around people interacting with people. That's what games are for. They got a bad idea about them because for a little while we were playing computer games alone. But in a way that period is waning, it's coming to an end. And overall there's a recognition that what games do is they connect people with people in a kind of a new way. And that's really what social media is about as well. So.
And social media is one way to get the real world into a sort of a fictional world. How do you see virtual reality versus the real world?
Well, I'm not sure that virtual reality as such is that. Virtual reality itself isn't that interesting for us in the sense that what it tries to do is to simulate the world, and we're much more interested in systems that actually interact with the world. We're much more interested in trying to get the data from a real shark that we can connect to a couple of pixels than we are in trying to simulate a perfect three-dimensional model of a shark. And that's just a fundamental difference in approach that says that the things that make things feel real have more to do with how they behave and how we interact with them, more than how they look.
Something else about Picnic, does it inspire you? Do you meet a lot of colleagues here, same kind of thinkers, and how do they inspire you? How does Picnic inspire you?
Well, overall, I think one of the things that's so interesting about Picnic is that the diversity of people who are here, that you could have people from every possible realm of human endeavors who have things that they can talk about together. I think that's a very attractive idea. And in the end, you end up meeting people who know very little about what you do, and you know very little about what they do, and that's actually a great thing.
How do we people prepare ourselves for the future world of gaming?
I think the best way to prepare for the future world of gaming is to keep on playing things right now. I think that these are incremental shifts that happen. It would have been impossible to imagine 5 years ago even that we would be playing video games that didn't use Xbox controllers or keyboards. Now we have the Wii, we have Guitar Hero, and everything else that's emerging. And I think that these are always incremental changes. They're not necessarily revolutions, and that those incremental changes over time are really what make things so interesting. So,
Thank you.
thank you.